We spent years trying to paint over the cracks. We thought maybe if we just covered up the mess, nobody would notice the rot underneath. But Proverbs 28 gives us the reality check that we need. You can't whitewash your sins and get by with it. You can paint a condemned house, but it's still going to collapse. Welcome to day 28 of A Proverb a Day Keeps the Police Away. My name is Robert, and I'm a peer recovery coach who sees the lighter side of life. Today, we're going to be reading Proverbs 28 from the Message version, and we're going to be talking about why you're running when no one's chasing you, why painting over your secrets doesn't work, and why trusting your own brain is a dangerous game. Let's start out here with verses 1 through 12. Verse 1 is going to describe the anxiety of active addiction better than any doctor ever could. Let's jump right in here. The wicked are edgy with guilt, ready to run off, even when no one's after them. Honest people are relaxed and confident, bold as lions. When the country is in chaos, everyone has a plan to fix it. But it takes a leader of real understanding to straighten things out. The wicked who oppress the poor are like a hailstorm that beats down the harvest. If you desert God's law, you're free to embrace depravity. If you love God's law, you fight for it tooth and nail. Justice makes no sense to the evil-minded. Those who seek God know it inside and out. It's better to be poor and direct than rich and crooked. Practice God's law. Get a reputation for wisdom. Hang out with a loose crowd and embarrass your family. Get as rich as you want through cheating and extortion, but eventually, some friend of the poor is going to give it all back to them. God has no use for the prayers of the people who won't listen to him. Lead good people down a wrong path, and you'll come to a bad end. Do good, and you'll be rewarded for it. The rich think they know it all, but the poor can see right through them. When good people are promoted, everything is great. But when the bad are in charge, watch out. All right, starting right off with verse 1, it says, the wicked are edgy with guilt, ready to run off even when no one's chasing them. But the God-loyal people are bold as a lion. Man, do you remember living in the rearview mirror? Like every time the phone rang, you jumped, or every time a cop car drove by, your heart stops and you're looking in the rear view? That's the exhaustion of guilt. You're running a marathon, but nobody's chasing you. Sobriety is about stopping the car. It's about getting out and realizing you don't have to run anymore. When your conscience is clean, you're as bold as a lion because you got nothing to hide. Next up, we have verses 13 through 18. This is the title track. This is the verse that separates the people who are in recovery from the people who just get sober. Let's jump back in here. You can't whitewash your sins and get by with it. You find mercy by admitting and leaving them. A tender-hearted person lives a blessed life. A hard-hearted person lives a hard life. Lions roar and bears charge, and the wicked lord it over the poor. Among leaders who lack insight, abuse abounds, but for the one who hates corruption, the future is bright. A murderer haunted by guilt is doomed. There's no helping him. Walk straight, live well, and be saved. A devious life is a doomed life. All right, verse 13 is the secret to freedom. You can't whitewash your sins and get by with it. You find mercy by admitting and leaving them. In the old days, whitewashing meant painting over dirty walls just to make them look clean without actually doing the cleaning. We do that in recovery sometimes. We stop using drugs, but we keep secrets. We keep the lies. We just paint over the mold. You can't heal what you don't reveal. You gotta scrape off the paint. You have to admit it and leave it. That's where the mercy is. So stop painting and start cleaning. Finally, we got verses 19 through 28. We're going to end with a warning about who you should trust. Let's finish it out here. Work your garden. You'll end up with plenty of food. Play and party. You'll end up with an empty plate. Committed and persistent work pays off. Get-rich-quick schemes are rip-offs. Playing favorites is always a bad thing. You can do great harm in seemingly harmless ways. A miser in a hurry to get rich doesn't know that he'll end up broke. In the end, serious reprimand is appreciated far more than bootlicking flattery. Anyone who robs father and mother and says, "So, what's wrong with that?" is worse than a pirate. A grasping person stirs up trouble, but trust in God brings a sense of well-being. If you think you know it all, you're a fool for sure. Real survivors learn wisdom from others. Be generous to the poor. You'll never go hungry. Shut your eyes to their needs and run a gauntlet of curses. When corruption takes over, good people go underground, but when the crooks are thrown out, it's safe to come out. Alright, verse 26 cuts deep here. If you think you know it all, you're a fool for sure. Real survivors learn wisdom from others. Your best thinking got you here. Your best thinking told you you could handle it. Your best thinking told you nobody would find out. If you're still trusting that voice that's in your own head over the advice of, let's say, your sponsor or maybe your pastor or your recovery circle, you're walking into a trap. Don't be the fool in the mirror. Real survivors know they don't know it all. Real survivors ask for help. So the takeaways from Proverbs 28 to keep the police out of your life today are this. Number 1, stop running. The wicked run when no one's chasing them. Get clean and get bold as a lion. Number 2, scrape the paint. You can't whitewash your sins. Admit them and find mercy. And number 3, fire your brain. If you trust your own know-it-all thinking, you're in trouble. Listen to wisdom. And friends, we're 28 days in this thing. If you're done hiding today, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, maybe leave a comment with a paintbrush to show you're getting real today, and share this with someone who's tired of running. And friends, I'll see you tomorrow for day 29, but until then, stay sober, not boring.